world of handmade business can be tough when trying to monetize what you love. We've got truth bombs and motivation to help you find your way through. Passion to profit, let's start today, 'cause the world needs what you create. Tune in right now, it's your shot to learn how to be a handmade boss.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to the How to Be a Handmade Boss podcast. So I am here today with Tara from Fabric Sewn Beautiful. Hello.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
So I want you to first of all tell us a little bit about what you do, and more about you, your journey. Give us the deets.
Okay, so basically, I am the owner of Fabric Sewn Beautiful. I make lavender gifts from fabric inspired by the Regency era. A lot of people don't know what that is. So if you think kind of Jane Austen, Bridgerton, that kind of vibe. So we're thinking lace, velvet, floral, bits and bobs, that kind of thing. Everything that makes you feel all lovely and fluffy inside, basically. And I kind of wanted to do that because I feel that gifts with a scent kind of give you a memory, and I like a gift with a memory. Yeah, basically, that's what I do.
I love it. I love it. And what made you want to drill down into that particular era?
It's one of those ones that, you know, when you watch something like that, I then have a dream and I dream that I'm in there.
Yeah.
And I kind of think I want to bring that to other people. So every time I see my gifts and other people see my gifts, they go, oh, that reminds me of that. And then you smell it, and then you're right back there. You're on a lake. There's a lovely man in a waistcoat taking you round the lake, telling you all about his day, telling you a poem that he's just written for you, afternoon tea with champagne, that kind of vibe. That's why I went down that route.
Love it, love it. So, were you inspired by any like TV, film, or anything like that?
I've always kind of liked the olden times. I think life was a lot more simpler and more romantic. I like, old books. I don't like reading something on a tablet. I like the smell of a library, that kind of thing. So I think I just like the romance of the old era. And obviously, since Bridgerton's come out, everyone's kind of gone nuts for it as well. And it just puts it on our screens, and that helps massively.
I think as well, like what you said, there's a certain romanticism with like dressing for dinner and walking around in like your house coat rather
That's
than
exactly it. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. So tell me a little bit about like the actual things that you make.
Since doing your course, actually, I've managed to drill down into little things I make. So I bought a little pocket hug with me.
Oh, I love that. Oh,
so it's kind of like it's small enough to hold in your hand. It's filled with lavender. It's kind of for squishing when you're a bit stressed in those kind of moments. I've got wardrobe fresheners, which are about yay big. So they just slip over your hanger. You put in your wardrobe. They keep moths away. They make your clothes smell lush. You can also hang it up around your house or in your bathroom. I make little organza bags as well, like for weddings. Put little scrolls in them, say they're from the bride and groom, and a little message inside. I also make dream pillows, which is what I just actually made for my kids' teachers as their teachers' gifts. So you lie on it with your neck or your back. It's filled with stuffing, filled with a bit of lavender as well. I embroider those as well using free motion embroidery. That's all my little bits that I do.
Awesome. Have you got any kind of ideas for like ever since like Bridgerton has gone nuts? And I think it's been ever since like Colin Firth and all that kind of, like Jane Austen, like what you said, and
Mr. Darcy. Yep.
Mr. Darcy, all those kinds of movies. I feel like since like the mid-noughties when it really became a thing. Have you got any more ideas that you're thinking,
The velvet waistcoat isn't something I would have I've kind of more gone for dresses of what ladies wear, but actually I came across this amazing velvet material that my husband actually said he really likes. So I've actually made a pocket hug for him for work based off that, because it never occurred to me that men might actually really like lavender as well. I thought it was more a female thing, but actually I've made it for a couple of his colleagues as well, and they really enjoy it. So that's kind of based off what Colin Firth would kind of wear, those kind of nice little dark blue waistcoat, that kind of look.
Yeah, I'm feeling like pocket squares as well, but like a slightly different pocket square, because obviously when you wear pocket squares, you're probably going to be doing a wedding, a graduation, doing like a best man speech or something like that. And I'm wondering if, that might be really cool to have something calming, but also that looks nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's really cool. That's awesome. So talk to me about then your journey. So when did you start? How was that all gone? And where are you kind of at now?
So I kind of started down a different path. I started making gifts for kids because that's what my girls wanted. They wanted little dolls, little this, little that. And that's kind of how I learned to sew. I didn't have a clue how to sew a sewing machine. Had to look on YouTube how to thread a machine, which took me about a week to learn to do, but I've now learned to do it. And since then, I've kind of decided that I want to kind of go down a bit more of a gifty for grown-ups route rather than a gifts for kids route. And after making little gifts for families here, there and everywhere, adding a bit of lavender, because a lot of people from COVID would say that they're stressed at work, stressed with this, stressed with that. And I thought, I'll pop a bit of lavender in there because that will really help them. And then it's kind of drawn me to here over time. I've got a little design book as well, and looking back on that, I can kind of see my journey of where I've changed my mind here, there and everywhere, and find it niched it down to exactly what I want to do.
I love that. That's really, really good. And you feel like you found your little like corner now, and you're like planted your flag and you're thinking, this is where I stay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. So when did you first kind of come across me, Handmade Bosses, my kind of realm, I guess, my corner of the internet?
I was trying to work this out. So I didn't have an Instagram account. You're the one that taught me how to do an Instagram account, so thank you. It was either Facebook or YouTube. I don't know which one, but they kind of coincided together. So I must have found the group and then found your YouTube videos as well. And I've just watched them religiously and done all your challenges for a year, basically.
Awesome. I love it. And when did you join the HBSA?
Oh, straight after the listathon, your last challenge.
Oh, awesome. How did you find it?
The listathon was awesome. I love your challenges. I really do love them.
Oh, I love that. That's really good because we put a lot of effort into it. In fact, we're going to be doing a live. It might be out by the time this goes live, but we're doing a live with the team, and I think like about 4 or 5 weeks time, talking about how we do it, like how we think of them, how we bring it to life. And I think it'd be really cool for you guys to see behind the scenes, because all you see is like, we're doing this thing, like sign up, yay. But it's like, it's insane behind the scenes. There's lots of bitty things and this post and this caption and this link, and it's crazy.
I love things like that. I love looking behind the scenes and seeing how things are done. I find it so interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit chaotic because there's the three of us and we're like, has this been done? Has that been done? But we're trying our best. So with the Academy then, with the HBSA, what would you say the impact has been on your business thus far?
I think the main impact for my business is it's given me the confidence to move it in the right direction, because I was kind of unsure. Pricing was one thing. I thought, can I really charge for that? I'm not sure. And then I think after all your challenges and the Monday lives you do, someone always asks that question. And it's kind of given me the confidence to go, do you know what? No, I've spent money on this. I think I've spent time on this. It's an effort to do, and I want to be paid for what I'm producing. And it's kind of given me the confidence to do that. And the group is so helpful for building your confidence, for those little gremlins stuck on your shoulder telling you, I don't really think that's good enough. And then you go in the group and someone tells you it's awesome. You go, I feel great. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that. I think, how do you find working kind of in an environment where you're on your Todd and there's no one there to kind of the next desk over to kind of ask, and how do you find that plays into your daily business life?
I mean, I quite like kind of being in my own world and cracking on with something. But then when you get those kind of bits where you go, oh, I'm not too sure about that. Actually, I just go on the group or I DM a couple of people that I've met in the group and instantly get a response. And actually, that is like turning around to someone. And I find that so comforting because as well, the other thing is they're so passionate about the thing you're passionate about. And that's the thing, like my husband, God bless him, I love him, but he doesn't get what I do. He doesn't understand it.
Yeah.
Like he's a project engineer and he's so passionate about that. And I don't get it. It flies over my head. And what I do, he doesn't get at all. So it's so nice to speak to people that really understand that. But at the same time, I do like kind of being in my own world and my zone and cracking on with things and kind of not getting interrupted by someone just waltzing on into the office.
Yeah. I'm exactly the same. I found it quite, I loved it for the first 6 months. I was like, yeah, this is really, really nice. And then, yeah, like what you say, when you do get that moment where you're thinking, okay, I could go two ways with this. I'd really love to know or get some kind of input here from someone else that is not close to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to the course then, what impact would you say that and also your business has had on your life?
It's made me feel like I'm part of a family.
Oh, I love that. Oh, no, you're making me cry
Don't
now.
cry. Why are you going off the camera?
I'm like, oh, I love that. That's really nice. That's all we ever wanted it to be, really.
Well, I do. You know, I mean, you've said it before, actually. I think you've said it in your podcast a few times that you get family and friends going, oh, how's your little business going? You're like, oh, God's sake. Like these people that get you, take you seriously and understand what you're actually trying to do and that it's not a hobby, it's a genuine business. And this is how all those big names that we shop for and spend £400 on a bag for, this is how they got started. But you need people to believe in you and encourage you along the way. And this is that group.
Yeah.
I feel family and friends do not get it because they're not on your wavelength. They're not doing a small business. Why would they? They just wouldn't get it. But this is like having your auntie and your uncle and your sister and, you know, loads of different opinions and loads of different viewpoints. It's just so helpful and everyone's so encouraging.
I respect that. That's really, really, it's really nice to hear because obviously, you know, you build a group and you think, oh, I hope it doesn't get too big. And then you get trolls coming in and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I think that, completely agree with what you said. They just don't get it. I remember the first time that I said to my friends I was going to start this jewelry business, and they were like, "Oh, okay." Anyway, and like,
yeah, literally,
yeah. And it's like, oh, okay, this is actually like a big deal. I have a vision, and obviously they're not in your head, so they can't see the vision that you have. They just think you're starting something nice, and you know, it's a nice way to spend your time, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how different is your business between now and a year ago?
Okay, so a year ago, I was posting something on Etsy, finding it wasn't selling in a week and taking the listing down and having some sort of panic attack.
Oh.
I was going to craft fairs at least two in a weekend, spending about £25 on a table and making about £10 when I was there, completely wasting my money. My kids were devastated because I wasn't spending the weekend with them and my husband was getting irritated. That was my life a year ago. Now I'm selling in a few local shops, commission based, so it doesn't cost either of us any money until I make a sale, which I've started doing now. My Etsy shop, I'm putting it up there and just, you know, regularly posting on Instagram and knowing that the views will get there once it kind of sorts itself out in the algorithm. I've got the weekends and evenings free to spend with my girls because I'm not panicking about the next craft fair and that I need to have 20 products made just in case they all sell out. I've kind of like got a more family life balance back, I think. And I'm looking at it like it doesn't need to make money within a week. It's going to take time. And that, I think that's really hard when you start off because you start off with all these big hopes and dreams and you think, oh, I'm going to buy this and I'll buy that. And you spend so much money in the first 6 months and then you just do not see it back immediately and it freaks you out.
Mm.
But now, I'm just taking each day slowly, and I do make sales. So I'm just not as panicked as I was, I think, a year ago.
Listen up, bosses. I'm interrupting your podcast episode to tell you that the revenue boost you have been looking for in your handmade business is available to you. And not only that, I'm giving you the strategy and the know-how absolutely for free. So this means the Sellathon Challenge has officially returned. This is one of the best challenges that we have ever run. And it is our 1 week to 1K challenge. Now, we're going to show you exactly how you can reach 1K or a financial goal of your choice in just 7 days or less with our strategy and the system that we're going to show you for free. So if you need a revenue injection in your business, then this completely free challenge is for you. We get started on the 16th of September. There is 5 training lives, lots of Q&A lives, PDFs to take action, implementation days, replays, and all of the good stuff happening in the Sellathon Challenge. So if you want to join, the link will be in the show notes, or just simply head to handmadebosses.com/sellathon. handmadebosses.com/sellathon. Back to the episode. How have you been finding, when you were doing the craft fairs, how are you finding the craft fair landscape, I guess?
What do you mean? Do you mean in terms of the people or the setup?
Yeah, like the people, and because obviously you've done a fair few of them, would you say for someone, because I know that a lot of people listening now, watching, whatever, are kind of, they've started out that way because they want those instant sales. So they think rather than go on my own website, Etsy, which I know is going to take time, I'm going to go to craft fairs. But you aren't the first person to say that, you know, you spend sort of £25, 50 quid, £100, whatever, and you're just kind of sat there kind of watching people go on by and go, oh, that's really nice, and then walking away kind of thing. So how have you found that side of things?
I think when I first went to the craft fairs, I had no sense of a target market, and I just picked every craft fair going, and a lot of them were little village halls, and people would go in and they go, oh, I could easily make that at home, I won't pay that. So that was fun. And they say it right in front of your face, which is the most fun part. And you're supposed to keep a straight face. There's always a little old lady, bless them, love little old ladies, but it's a hobby for them. So they come in, they sell their wares for a quid or two that would have taken them a day to crochet or something, and they will sit there and sell it for a quid. And of course that people are going to buy that over the thing you're selling to the side. That's really difficult. I just think I never found the right people. And also I was selling, I've got to say, probably about 20 products on one stall, and they were all different. And I was just hoping, hopefully one of these will appeal to someone. Instead of, I did notice the people that, like, there was always a lady next to me that sold cards, and that's all she sold, but different varieties for different occasions. And so many people go to her stall because she was niche. And I think that might be the trick, finding the right target market and making sure you're only selling one thing, not 20 things, and hoping for the best, because that was the problem I had. I even opened up a second Etsy shop in my first 3 months because I thought that was a good idea at the time, and it just stressed me out no end.
Yeah. I found that I did the craft fairs, the village halls, all that kind of stuff, and the same as you, like, it's just not the right, it speaks volumes when you are going to a craft fair and you get craft fair people, and you have to think the people who are putting on this event, they are having to get people in themselves, and it's what advertising they're doing, where they're putting posters, flyers, ads, whatever, to get people in. I found the biggest success that I had was going to bigger, like, agricultural shows and all that kind of thing, like bigger shows where people are going for the day, they're paying to get in, so you know that they are, you know, willing to part with cash. But shows like that now are £700, £800 for like 2, 3, 4, 5 days. And I did my first one, and it was a massive gamble. It completely drained everything I had. But I did find that the target audience there were a lot better. So I think it speaks volumes to, if you're sat there now listening, watching to this and thinking, no one is buying, it must be what I sell, it must be what I make. This is a story that's like, no, it's how you present it and who you present it to, right?
Yeah, I think so.
A fun question. Where do you see your business in 1 year from now?
So I want to be regularly selling in local shops, and I want to be making consistent sales on Etsy, which is something I'm not doing at the minute. However, since the listathon, that's when I really started making the changes. So I don't expect to see anything for a couple of months anyway, but in the shops, I am starting to sell things, so I just need to approach more shops and do it that way. But that's definitely the route I want to go down.
That's really good, because it's, yeah, I find that if one is not doing so hot that day, the other one kind of picks up the slack, which is really, really good. Awesome.
It's a really good way of reaching your target market directly. Actually, I can tell exactly what people like and what they don't. Because some of these shops I sell in, they're like little salons that people come in and do their hair in or their nails in. So they will speak to the person, to the hairdresser or the person doing their nails, and they'll say, oh, I really like the look of this. And then they like the look, they don't like the size or whatever it is. It's a really good way of understanding exactly what people actually want. Yeah. So I find that quite handy.
Yeah. Have you found you've learned more kind of getting in the trenches, pounding the pavement, than you would have done if you just kind of sat back and planned and kind of assessed things without doing anything, if that makes sense?
I've done one local market. That was quite handy because I was really watching people and the target people coming up and kind of understanding what they liked and what they didn't like and chatting to them, mainly because I understand people probably aren't going to buy immediately from you on that day, but if they see you regularly enough, they probably then will. So that's my kind of plan with that market, but it's quite interesting hearing all the little bits they're saying. However, also Instagram polls on stories I find really handy, so I can see what people are looking at and what they like based off the story, and then I'll put up 2 popular stories next to each other and then ask them which one they prefer. And then it was surprising actually, I put up this white heart the other day and I thought, oh, people are going to love this. Actually, they preferred a blue one, which I really didn't see coming. I thought, oh, surely not, but no, that's the one everyone preferred, which I wouldn't have personally liked. But it's not about what I like, it's about what they like, and trying to split the two sometimes is a bit difficult.
Yeah. You're not the first person to say actually blue is one. I think you're like the third person doing these that has said that blue has always won, which is really funny. So hey, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, I have like the choice between a red one, a pink one, a blue, I feel like the blue always does really, really well. I don't know why. Yeah. Blue is a very chill colour.
Yeah, I don't know why actually. It's interesting, isn't it? Maybe people are trying to move away from the traditional pink. There's so much pink out there.
Yeah, pink, purple.
Yeah.
So what crazy but true fact is there about you?
Well, I don't know if this is crazy, but I drink about 20 of this size a day.
Oh my God.
So that's tea, not coffee. I don't do coffee, I do tea. That's and good. I will drink an insane amount of tea, but I only drink Yorkshire tea because I'm snobby like that with Yorkshire tea.
Same. I drink biscuit brew.
Oh, what, malt biscuit? The yellow one? Yeah. I love that. Have you tried the toast and jam? That's lush.
I can't find it. No Tesco's near me has it. They only have the biscuit brew. I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to hunt for it.
You know, they sell it in like Asda and whatnot as well.
Do they?
All the Yorkshire teas,
yeah. Oh, I love it.
I've got decaf tea, normal Yorkshire tea, malt biscuit Yorkshire tea, toast and jam Yorkshire tea, and bedtime Yorkshire tea, which is like with a little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon, and delicious.
Ooh, I love it. I love it. And my last question is, what's your one piece of advice you would give to yourself but a year ago?
Give everything time. I'm too impulsive. I put something up and then I go to these craft fairs and think I'm going to sell something that day and not looking at the fact that actually it's good market research, it's good networking. I'd be just looking at the sales and thinking, I haven't sold anything, and just be devastated, rather than giving it time to learn, time to understand what my target market actually want, time to niche it down. I was just too impulsive back then. And definitely now I've learned that you need to take your time and do it properly, not rush into it, which is really hard to do when you first start a business, because you think you're going to do everything straight away, and you think, oh, I've got a great idea. It's obviously going to be the only great idea. I'm going to roll with it. And then it flops. And you just realize that if you just didn't run with it so fast, that you might have learned something, you might have been able to tweak it, you might have done it better. And yeah, I just tell myself to slow down a bit.
Yeah.
I think definitely.
I think that's a very, very, very valid point. And I think something that we all struggle with. I do as well at times. I'm just like posting a poll within the Facebook group, and I'm like checking it every like hour, and I'm like, oh, I need more people. Then I'm thinking, well, no, because people are not always online at this time of day, or they might be away, they might not have signal, their phone might have died, who knows? Don't always assume it's about you. Okay, so I want you to plug. I want you to plug Instagram, other social media, Etsy shop, website, whatever. I want you to plug away.
Okay, so Facebook, Instagram and Etsy shop are all Fabric Sewn Beautiful. Yeah. I also sell in a few local shops. I sell at Sherborne Market, if anyone is in that area. I know it's about an hour away from you, so you might want to pop down.
I will.
Yeah, exactly. But that's it. That's the only ones I sell on, really. I'm mostly on Instagram, so I'm more than happy to do DM orders with people, but I haven't got an Instagram shop as such. But a lot of people DM me for orders while they see posts and stories and things that they like, so they don't go missing and go on to Etsy and they lose their chance. So yeah, that's all the places I sell, really.
Brilliant. Awesome. Well, it was so amazing chatting to you and learning more about your journey and kind of like the inspiration behind what you make, and I absolutely love it.
Oh, can I just say one more thing?
Yes,
I just forgot. I do custom orders using free motion embroidery as well. So something like this size, I can like embroider Nan across it. And things like that, which is I'm making loads of them, so I'm going to put them on my Instagram. So by the time this goes out, they should all be in my Etsy shop, and they should all be ready to go. So I'm going to do like wife, girlfriend, Nan, mum, mam, nana. I'm going to do a few for dads and grandpas and husbands as well. So I think that's really important. But I can do custom ones. So I had quite a few with people's names on last year. People bought little lavender bags with their friends' names on, which is really cute gift for Christmas and things like that.
Yeah. Can you just describe it? So for people who are listening and not watching, can you just describe what you held up?
So it is square. It fits in about the palm of your hand. It's a fabric square filled with lavender that you can have a little strip across the middle with a name in.
Awesome.
Essentially. It's also got a little button as well, the pocket hugs, because I always think it's good to have a little option of texture when you're feeling between your fingers, because I like that sometimes, have a little bit shiny, a bit of fabric, a bit of,
Yeah, amazing. Maybe I should get one, because I'm constantly like, when I'm doing these, I'm constantly like picking my fingers and doing all of this, and and then I get sore and I'm like, damn it again. Well, thank you so much for chatting. I will leave the links to everything that you said in the show notes below. So if anyone wants to click on it, find you, whatever, then they can. But yeah, thank you so much for hopping on and having a chat. And I hope that you guys enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in to How to Be a Handmade Boss. And if you're eager to boost your Etsy sales within just 7 days, then be sure to join my most popular free training at handmadebosses.com/conversion. You can also find the link in the show notes as well. Keep an eye out for our next episode, where we'll be continuing our journey towards handmade business success together. And until then, keep crafting and stay inspired, because the world really does need those special creations that only you can make.